Hey y'all, how you doing? Just talking about how I made the songs on the Going Through It album. This one is about Closer. So as you can hear, it's about a relationship that failed, didn't go the way that I wanted it to. Long story short, there were some details that I missed in the beginning that caused me to lose the relationship, and that took me out because I cared about this person, and that took me out for the next 4 months, like the entire rest of the semester. Like, it's one thing when things just don't go according to plan, but then, like, when it's actually your fault and it's over something stupid, it's so much worse. I guess in this, well, not I guess, I know. In this case, like, it was so traumatic for me, and regardless of whoever would see my perspective on it or not, it was traumatic for me because it's just another instance of times where I've just done things that made sense or just been going about like trying to flow and not think too much about stuff, and then something just blows up in my face because I also have a problem with like being able to see details. Stuff that makes perfect sense to everybody else just goes straight past me because I didn't know that that was something that needed to be paid attention to. But yeah, and in this case, it literally caused me to lose somebody that at the time I cared about like deeply. So that was a loss that took me out for months. Like, couldn't do anything, couldn't think of anything else other than just analyzing everything that went wrong, trying to figure out this, that, and the third. I'm actually talking about the same thing, not on this album, in that song that I released a couple months ago called Rumination. That's about this too. But coming back to Closer, it turned out later on the issue had a twist because after having gone through all of that mourning and loss and self like reconsideration and all of that, it turned out, unbeknownst to me, the person that been spreading rumors about me behind my back, trying to like destroy my name. And it turned out in the same breath that this is someone who does this a lot or had done it before, tried to destroy folks' name by spreading stuff about them that wasn't true. I had essentially just gone to somebody who I had a view of and just gone towards them off of that, but then just not being, just completely just not being aware of so many more details. And that's what the last part of the song is about, without going into too much detail. I spent all that time reconsidering myself, the way that I go about everything, and what my actions mean for my thought processes and my character, and I like trying to reconsider, came up with some new lessons, put some stuff in place, or started trying to put stuff in place. It's hard to remember stuff sometimes, even when I do have it written down, but like you know what I'm saying? Then it came to this part. There was the simple issue of my error, but then I hadn't even been fully aware of the character of who I was talking to. So then it became a situation where it wasn't entirely my fault. The other person also has a choice in the way that they see the situation and thus how they handle it. And so I was able to see that it wasn't entirely on me, it was on the other person as well. But then, of course, if you know me, you know me. I still only really looked at myself and could only see everything that was wrong with me. But then, in terms of talking about the character of the person, that also ended me up having to look at myself again anyway, because just like I said in the song, and also according to Buddy that made me aware of the issue, my picking was off as far as like who, as far as like the ones that I choose to mess with. And I had to look at like why that is, and it's really just because of what goes on with me that I keep getting drawn to the same types of people who don't value me with as much value as I put into them, or who look past me off stuff that actually doesn't matter, or off of stuff that didn't need to be seen that way, or people who, when they get into my space, it does not gel with the peace that I'm trying to cultivate for myself. And then somebody finds a way to make it all my fault. And this, what I'm talking about now, is a general trend, like outside of what I'm already talking about. But yeah, this whole thing was a defining life turn thing, because now, first of all, defining life turn thing like in the album, because this situation influenced this song, the next one, and the next one. But like feeling the need to, maybe not having, but feeling the need to, don't know, reconsider my whole outlook, because that happens sometimes when stuff goes south, stuff goes left. As far as the writing and the production, though, I wrote the verse for something else, like to be a part of another performance. But then when I wrote the first verse, I actually wrote it as a second verse for something else. But then I brought it along as its own verse. I was trying to say, this is the way that I feel and I'm sorry. But I hadn't really harped on the sorry at first, that like I felt enough. Like it didn't have enough of an apology in it for me. So I wrote the second verse, and then I like recorded them. There was one night that I was just really low, going through in the midst of it. And of course, this was the time that I ran out of free visits for therapy, so I had to just deal with this on my own. And one of the nights that I was dealing with it on my own, I sat with my FL Studio and had the bass line in my head, the boom, 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 recorded me doing the verses. And then I left it because I really couldn't think of anything else to put to the song other than just that. A year passes by, and that's just sitting there. I sit with my guy Charlie during the time that I know that I need to make this album, and I show it to him. I like let him listen to it, and I perform it for him. And then he like just starts brainstorming all of the things that you hear in there. Literally the I'll meet you anywhere, and all of the different harmonies, because bro's got perfect pitch and is a whole jazz musician, so that's where that came from. He could just hear stuff. But yeah, most of the track, like I did the kick and the snare and the bass. Everything else, for real, all of the vocal harmonies, and then the little keys thing, he did that too. Most of this production is Charlie, so give Charlie his props. He came up with the outro section too, because he was trying to give me a bridge to work with. It ended up being the outro. I just took the pattern and put it there, and it was done. Like, so that's how Closer was made, and that's what it's about. I hope you're enjoying the song. I hope you're enjoying the album. Stream it, share it, buy it where you can, and I hope y'all are well. Be easy.